you'd like to have it on the paper screen.
All right.
Make sure you unmute before you get started.
We'll call to order this meeting of the Wabash Township Board. It is September the 2nd at 7:03 p.m. Roll call.
Shirley Harris, present.
David Tate, present.
Ian Bitlar is present. Okay. Review and approval of current meeting agenda.
The only thing is,
Did you add something since like 2 o'clock?
no, I didn't. But Germany did communicate with me that given the short time between last meeting and this one, where he'll roll over the August 20 meeting minute approval to the next meeting, to the next standard meeting.
Yes, of course. Anybody have any problems with the items on the agenda today? All right. Would you guys like to give an update? We just did this.
No,
I'm good.
Are you gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Oh, yes.
Let's get right over. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just about that. Okay. Do we have anybody on the call? This is just a note taking app.
It's just a note taking out.
All right. No members of the public are present. So we'll skip public comment. We're tabling the first old business all October, so we can skip past that. New business, let us begin with the capital improvement plan. I will motion to open a public hearing to present to the public our capital improvement plan. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. On L.
All right. And so if you have, it should be the next page should have the list for you. So I made sure to include that. Kind of stapled it funny. I'm sorry. I may have stapled it in reverse of what I should have. But those are kind of the capital outlay stuff that we had discussed at the last meeting. Just a reminder that this is non-binding, so you guys agreeing to this doesn't authorize any of these things to go through. It just says this is our capital improvement plan in the long term. And the main reason why we're doing this is because it is required under the new under the township and roads and township roads and infrastructure fund process. This determines how much we have to give up for roads and infrastructure, and it also determines whether, if we submit it or not, determines whether we get any funding next year at all or not.
Okay.
So this here is kind of an idea of everything that we had. The only thing that's different is that as a, again, Christmas tree list of things that we would like to, at some point we would probably want to have a second MIH vehicle, but that's probably further out than initially displayed here. It was just an ideal timeline, if you will.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that's changed. And then I decided to, on the air pack replacement, since we have it going out through 2040, I decided to give it a cost of, a percentage rate by which we expect that to increase year over year in the cost, just because things get more expensive. So that's the only thing that's different from what you guys have seen. I can take any questions or whatnot. I know that we did a fairly detailed thing last time, but
on the fire part, I think it'd be helpful. These are all important. If the chief could maybe put these in priority at some point to give us an idea of what he thinks the safety and everything of the people. This is a chunk of money, and there are things on here that we can hold off a little bit. There's some of the things on here are for the safety of the firefighters. Sure, would probably be a big priority. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
And I guess a question, do you want it now or like,
No,
okay,
no.
just as we go into the future with this capital improvement?
Yeah, because most of these aren't even touching us until, I mean, some of them next year, but a lot of the ones next year.
But I don't want to support it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I got a question. Have we not already purchased the land for this station?
No.
We haven't. Oh, yeah.
We discussed selling the old station too.
Yep. And I think at this point, I probably wouldn't at this particular juncture, at least not the first course of action that we would take. Okay.
No, I don't see anything on here that wasn't discussed a few weeks ago. And I know Frank sent an email just beforehand, so I just want to address that real quick. Yes, this is non-binding. This is just a plan to show the state that we have a plan, so it can be rough and it is very much subject to change. So
Which is required, correct? This is required.
Yes, this is required, yeah.
Yes, this is a fun gift that government to us to do some of this, but this is all subject to change. And if we start to see some changes in the macroeconomic state of things over the next couple of years, that we are not in any way helpless. So I think that addresses his concern.
We did get a question on there from somebody that submitted a question beforehand, or like maybe from the last meeting.
For the last meeting, we did get a question from
Eric.
And I felt like we did a pretty sufficient job answering them organically during the meeting, so I didn't craft a separate reply, but
He commented on the video and said, still waiting for my questions to be answered. So apparently he didn't get the answer. He was like,
all right.
I mean, I'm okay with it. If you guys, I mean, if you're able to, you can reply to it
I
later.
can always reply to it. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll make some time. Okay, so motion to close the public hearing on capital improvement plan. All in favor? Aye. All right, we've got three resolutions today. We'll do the first real quick.
can we go to new business? Oh, this one.
Oh, yeah, we were in.
What day are we on?
Our first resolution is to establish separate funds for restricted and unrestricted donations. I assume we don't have very many restricted donations.
Correct. We literally, in the time that I've been here, so like, for the purpose of this, there's two ways that I think about it. So like, fire donations are already restricted if they're given to the fire department. But even in that scope, I treat donations that are made to the fire department, they can be used for fire department purposes, but they're unrestricted, unless they are further restricted. And so we have that. And then we have township donations, and those just for the general piece of the township, and then those could be restricted beyond that, like for township assistance, cemetery, et cetera.
Yep.
We had a person that gave $25 towards cemetery maintenance. So there's a separate fund.
And I was
for
gonna
whatnot.
say, we're just gonna put everything that comes with a restriction in. And then that just basically flags it to say, be careful.
Yeah, so I know that it's a little overkill, but given the only reason that I'm trying to, I have a preference for not separating these at all, just having it be one fund and it's accounted for internally.
Yeah.
But with the CIP, I don't have any nice way of showing the state, well, this fund for township donations includes $30 that are restricted and 200 that are not, or vice versa.
Right.
So separating it, I asked a couple of trustees and that's what they're doing it, even though.
Yeah, that's standard.
Yeah,
Because
it's
some of the
just,
donations are restricted.
so, and that's what this does. So we had literally, almost everything stays the same. We just create funds that currently don't have line item balances really, and we transferred 25 restricted dollars from one fund to another. That's all this does. To align with the purpose, which with the donation was made originally.
Yeah. And we just budget for nothing and
Mhm.
if we get something great.
Yep.
Okay. Any questions? Motion to vote on resolution 2025-22.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Resolution to adopt the 2025 capital improvement plan that we just went over. I think we just asked all the questions, so I'll move to motion for a vote on resolution 2025-23.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then finally, a resolution to approve full-time salary status of the township trustee beginning budget year 2026. I'll ask us to put this on so that Lum can feel comfortable with the switch over to him being full-time here and go ahead and hire someone. Any questions on that?
I do. So when looking at full-time, my question would be, what is this based upon the amount of effort that the staff down there is doing that you need to go full-time versus what's doing now? Is there that much increased paperwork and where is it?
So I think a big chunk of it has to do, like, I mean, so actually today we were going through and doing that on our own, on our side, actually, with some of our staff over there. But a lot of it really has to do with the fact that I'm gonna have to be a lot more active, like down at the State House, doing legislative work. I want to be able to do more partnerships with other organizations, and not just like, I don't mean like necessarily money transferring hands like what we presented last time, but we need to be able to strengthen our relationships and whatnot, and that requires time. So I see it primarily being about being able to get the structure of the office even more firmly in place as we grow, about securing funding for the future, for the position, for the whole township, right? For those pieces, then also managing the capital projects that are coming down the pipe between the building that we're hoping to build and the one that we've talked about for a while, and then the future station. All of that's going to come in the next few years, and so that's going to require a lot more effort. And
So really, it's nothing in the office per se, as far as amount of effort in the staff. It's
yeah,
the amount of time you think you might spend. So how much time are you spending down at the State House doing this stuff now?
I mean, this last year, I probably was spending 5 hours a week working with the ITA. I think it probably needs to be closer to 10 hours a week between the ITA and my own and the special legislation stuff. I expect that I'll be down there during the bulk of that season. I'll probably be down there.
So I'm fine
A day or
to
two.
place this and being very pragmatic and practical, knowing we've got a lot of work here, but what is it exactly you hope to do in those extra hours that aren't being done now? What's the effort?
Well, like I mentioned, the legislative piece, I've only been able to scratch the surface of what that looks like. I also know that we need to be paying more attention to the county commissioners and county council and building those relationships, because they're going to determine our funding revenue going forward. So we need to be more active in working with our own elected officials in the county to make sure we're getting that done. I also think, our caseload for township assistants has increased. And so we're looking at restructuring some of those jobs anyway, but I'll end up having more responsibilities on that front. I'll also absorb some responsibilities on finance side, et cetera. So we're looking to do some shifting of those responsibilities.
So are you saying that the way it's structured now with the increase of work, you don't have enough staff down there to do the financial assistance?
I would say, yeah, and correct.
Really?
We have had quite a bit we've had quite a bit of influx and increase in assistance over the last few years. We're also looking at transitioning next year and maybe doing away with the intern as a regularly scheduled job and instead moving that as a part-time position where.
So how many people are you employing down there now?
Right now we're doing 2 and the intern plus myself half-time. And we would envision it for next year of being 3, no intern, but still being able to do, like, if we need to hire a temp worker or whatnot to cover during the busy season, doing that, but not having an intern specifically. So that's kind of what we're heading towards. It's not finalized, but that's kind of what we're heading towards. There's just so much work to do here, and there's so many like partnerships that need to be strengthened. Like I'm fortunate, right, in that I work in the field and I have a little bit more exposure, but we still need to do a better job at being able to be connected to other organizations as well, locally. The Salvation Army, Lafayette Transitional Housing, beyond my being there, once I'm not there, we need to spend time to foster that relationship. Food Finders, Area 4, especially trying to work into improving when it comes to the time of the year where we're doing additional like applications, like winter, those pieces. We need to be able to take on more responsibility, help clients be able to apply for those things. That's a requirement from the state. Right now, we don't have enough staffing. We tell them to go apply, but we could be a little bit more proactive in helping them tackle
You
those
mentioned
pieces.
about if we were full-time, you'd have more time to spend with city government.
Mhm.
Do you think that going full-time is gonna make any impact at all on the vote that we were down there at the?
Maybe not at the city in Lafayette. I wouldn't expect that, just being frank, I don't think that that'll make a difference there, but I think it could make a difference in the county.
Do you think that would be, do you think that'd be a negative impact? From the county, with budget constraints, do you think that they could see that as kind of like a negative?
No, I think that they're already looking at the reimagined lit after the current lit structure goes away. Cause right now we get what's certified lit, right? That's going away. They're going to have to build their own process. Those pieces are going to be part of the equation that they're going to have to figure out how they're going to build their tax rates going forward. So they're going to have that conversation. And I know that for myself and then Monica and Fairfield, we're looking to be active part of that process and engage in that process, both on the fire and EMS lit and the non-municipal lit as well. So that's part of what I envision spending time and energy being able to work.
I assume this is going to coincide. It was a resignation at long with the 2026 budget.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would be, in what I've communicated to the leadership team at Lum is that I would work there to the end of the year. And so then when the new year starts, I would move to transition to being full-time over here. I really do think that there is so much work to do. And that's just on the township side. That doesn't even include planning and helping and being, the piece on the fire department side. There's so much work there too. So
And more to come.
and more to come. Yeah, more to come.
Last question.
Yes, of course.
How many hours are you talking about here you gotta put in a week if you're
40.
How many?
40 minimum. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that means in the office
In the office or at the state house or whatnot. Yes.
or shopping
Or-
in the Indian market.
Or meetings or whatnot, but like doing township work. Yeah.
So is there anything, and how many, so I've got some questions. How many other townships have a full-time trustee?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know for all townships, but I remember last week,
Yeah, Angel did a pretty compelling.
it was like, I think it was
Presentation.
14 trustees off the top of my head, and
There
yeah,
was-
all of them minus 3 were full-time, including me, of the ones that have fire protection. The other one is Wea Township in Tippecanoe. And then there was the other one, which had the deputy trustee that earned $115,000. It's kind of crazy to me, but essentially they were just passing off their responsibility to a staff person. Right, so that's what that looks like on paper.
This has nothing to do with that position, but where do we rank as far as population within the townships? The county?
Yeah, I wish you had your slide. Like this was all on the slides from last time.
Let me get that number for you because I can pull that up.
Is we the largest or are we?
Oh, we're the largest in the county. Oh, I thought you meant across all townships. No, in the county, we're the largest.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's us.
Good number.
It's us, and then maybe 90% of our population, Fairfield, and then we has about half of our population.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah. And Fairfield is full time. So.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. I will motion to vote on resolution 2025-24.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Okay, next meeting will be October 7th. That will be our budget hearing. And then our regular bi-monthly will be at the October 21st meeting, and we will do the official budget adoption. So real meat and potatoes details for the budget. If you want to know those, October 7th, we'll be doing a thorough discussion of this.
If I can add, just so that you're aware, the county saw about 2.5% increase in certified net assessed value. We saw 5.5% for the township as a whole and 11% for the unincorporated part of the township.
So that's the other end of that, 20% year-on-year growth. All right, for sure. Yeah,
So before we adjourn, do we have comments?
that's what I was just about to ask.
If you haven't noticed, the fencing at the cemeteries is an excellent job.
Oh.
Have you looked at that?
The one on McCormick, the McCormick Cemetery, the one at Purdue. Oh, this one, the Bollard.
Yeah, so they put the balusters in. I talked to him and they were gonna try to do something to keep the trucks while they're making all the construction down here, really be visible. So that didn't cost us anything that I know of.
Yeah.
And the cemetery down on, just really an excellent job, really did. I went and looked at it. Excellent job. And then the one on, Hebron off of, 225 and
Yes.
really, because that was looking pretty bad.
Yes.
Excellent job.
Our maintenance person's been really working at those. I got a message while we're at Hebron. I haven't been able to follow up since that. I think it came in on Friday, so I haven't been able to reach the person back. But we got a message from somebody about a grave. They were doing some research at Purdue. They found a grave of a Civil War veteran that had been on the Sultana, and they were looking to. It was one of the graves that needed a little bit of maintenance. So that's one of my projects that I hope to, if possible, I'd like to do it before the winter comes in. But if not, it's a priority in the spring, that particular grave too. So
I did get, I'm trying to find it. I did get a phone call from a family at Sand Ridge that whoever had cleaned up around it had taken the limbs and just piled them against the fence. And I'll go down and look at that, but she sent me pictures.
okay.
I'll go back and find it. I couldn't find it, but I'll find it and let you know.
Okay.
They were all supposed to be piled at the top of the hill in the little turnaround area because we were gonna go down and burn it. So
It looked like, where we had that concern before with the tree and
Yeah.
It looked like they had, I'll have to go down and look at the location of that. It looked like they'd taken that and moved it over in the corner by the fence. I'll find it and send it to you. But
Okay.
it was a concern and I said, we'll take care of it.
Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, especially that I don't usually find my way down there all that often, so I'll go and take a look. So
Yeah, the cemeteries, if you guys don't, I go by these almost every day and they look really good compared to what they have in the past.
yeah,
So the guy's doing a very good job under, with the weather and the heat and the rain. It's a lot of work, a lot of effort.
and we were especially pleased. So the work at if we can just, while you're talking about it, I'd really commend the person that we're using. He's also the same person that we're using for the management of plants that like rank vegetation, noxious weeds, that kind of stuff. When we get complaints, it's been the same person that's mowing our cemeteries that's been handling those for us this year. And he has done an excellent job on all of those. And on the project at McCormick, he had to work with the property owner and the fencing company to be able to work to make sure to clear that up and make sure everything was good. They also have to work with Purdue to some extent. And so it was a lot of work to get that project to fruition. And man, they did a really good job. I haven't checked yet if they've installed the gate.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you haven't looked, and I'm asking the board members here and you guys, now that they've got this auto zone in here, there's a lot of trash in those trees that go around the north and the east edge of the cemetery. There's just a lot of trash there, and there's trash trees and trash weeds. Is there any effort that we can put into that to cleaning that up?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to take a look at it. I don't want to commit to it, but depending on what it is, it's possible that it could be something that's managed to the normal rank vegetation.
And I just know how far your property extends east towards AutoZone. And
I'm relatively sure that fence is on the property line or right up at it. I mean,
I was just there.
I remember several years ago when Julie was redoing parts of that fence, that was some of the question, how far over it was. And I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that fence was right on the line. And I've noticed the trash against it picking up since the businesses have been getting built out. Seven Brew and AutoZone, as they've been getting built out, it just seems like there's more junk. It's kind of blowing up against the fence. And I truthfully don't know how the township stays on top of that when it's from other people.
I'm wondering if that wouldn't be something we could do as some Saturday cleanup with the Boy Scouts or something, come down and earn a badge or do something.
Yeah, I mean, I can reach out to the Boy Scouts and suggest it as a cleaning project or whatnot for a den or a troop.
I wonder if there's a way to make it look cleaner by just getting rid of all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What that guy would charge us.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I was talking about barbecues in South Haven. Not sure.
I mean,
And the good job on some of the trees there at Sandbridge. He cut those down and did a really good job. So I just wanted to make sure he gets credit for that.
Yeah, I mean, the team there, the folks that have been managing the property and working on it, we've asked a lot of projects of them this year, so we're
What are we gonna do with that niches, that sign that's still up on that road?
I
I,
can hardly read it anymore.
yeah, I think that was done via it wasn't niches, it was maybe the Nature Conservancy. I can check if they would have any interest in redoing it. If not, we can always take it out, just because I know that it looks ugly, even if it's not there, that's
But
okay.
those are endangered plants. It's kind of nice thing to have that there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll check with them. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm done.
Anything else?
All right, I think the only other thing, because we're not gonna be back until October, there's a September 11th event memorial here at the fire station, so if anybody's interested. September 11th at, I believe it was 6, I think, yeah.
Is there a note going out about that?
I'm sure there is.
Handing.
I have abstained from that whole process.
I'll share it on the.
Who's running it? What is it?
I think it's between Frank and Joe Wade. They're kind of handling it. I've just stayed out of it. I don't know a lot of it, but they're working on it.
And if there's a Postmate, I'll share it from my pages.
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't heard anything, so it's coming up pretty quick.
I know there was something shared about it on Facebook.
Yeah.
On our Facebook page, but
I'm going.
I really don't know beyond that. So I know they plan on dripping more about it, getting more out this week.
Yeah, you can always reach out to Frank. I'm sure he'd be happy to help.
Yeah.
Socializing. Yeah. All right. Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
See you in October.
See you guys in October.